Live from our studios on Caraba Avenue, this is the QTV Nightly News and I am Jul Denjai. Thank you for joining us, and a reminder that you can also join us on Q Radio 103.3 FM. Here are the headlines. The Central Bank of the Gambia is hosting a week-long high-level regional training on annual borrowing plan development, which kicked off on Monday and brings together participants from across the West African sub-region. The Nigerian High Commission in the Gambia Monday presented 20 medical personnel from the Nigerian Technical Aid Corps to the country's Ministry of Health. Gambian veterinarian Dr. Jara Jang has received Cornell University's highest alumni honor in U.S., celebrating higher global leadership in poultry health and One Health, as well as her long life commitment to education and community service. In international news, on Sunday, 31st of August, the People's Republic of China opened the two-day 2025 Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit in Tianjin, aiming to boost multilateral alliances and economic cooperation amid global tensions over U.S. tariffs. In sports news, in football, Hunt Down FC clinched the QCell-sponsored Sukuta Super Trophy, defeating Wulinkama California FC in a tense penalty shootout, which followed a high-fought goalless draw. These and other stories coming ahead, to stay tuned. Thank you very much for staying with us. If you're just tuning in, this is the QTV Nightly News. Now, the Central Bank of the Gambia is hosting a week-long high-level regional training on annual borrowing plan development. This initiative is jointly organized by the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, and the West African Institute for Financial and Economic Management, bringing together participants from across the West African sub-region. Aliou Cisse reports.
Annual borrowing plan development is critical in helping governments plan and manage their debt in a transparent and sustainable manner. Officials said this training, which brings together representatives of central banks and finance and economic affairs ministries, will deepen participants' understanding of the role of annual borrowing plan on debt management and provide practical experience in using annual borrowing plan tools to analyze data, among others. Here are Dr. Gabriel Y. Asante of West African Institute for Financial and Economic Management, known as YFM, deputizing for its Director General, and Yafus Hussein Hakan of the World Bank.
In recent years, public debt has surged to unprecedented levels globally, fueled by the lingering effect of the COVID-19 pandemic, persistent geopolitical tensions, and mounting economic shocks. The sub-Saharan Africa, in particular, countries continue to grapple with elevated debt burdens, narrowing fiscal space, volatile commodity prices, and rising interest rates.
I would like to say that the annual borrowing plan is much more than a technical exercise. It's actually one of the cornerstones of public debt management and prudent debt management. And when it is designed in alignment with the medium-term debt management strategies, it becomes basically a practical tool in order to ensure that governments will be able to raise funding in a way to minimize costs, but also considering the risk related with such strategies together.
With growing fiscal pressures, Babukar Cham, Director of Human Resources at the Central Bank of the Gambia, on behalf of the Governor of the Central Bank of the Gambia, said it is vital for countries to build effective debt strategies that balance borrowing with long-term development goals.
In sub-Saharan Africa, more than 40 low-income countries and approximately a dozen middle-income countries are already in their distress or at high risk of it. Slowing growth coupled with rising global interest rates has worsened debt vulnerabilities. Transparency deficits and delayed restructurings have further compounded the crisis. Against this backdrop, the work of YFM and its partners is invaluable. Strengthening institutional capacity to manage debt effectively is one of the most effective ways to ensure debt sustainability.
Organizers say this training reflects a growing emphasis on prudent debt management as West African countries seek to sustain growth while addressing physical challenges. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
Now, the Nigerian High Commission in the Gambia on Monday presented 20 medical personnel from the Nigeria Technical Aid Corps to the country's Ministry of Health. The experts have arrived to support and strengthen the Gambia's health sector. And Sumana Esonyasi tells us more.
The event was held at the Nigerian High Commission in the Gambia and attended by the Gambia's Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmadu Lamin Samate. The arrival of the medical personnel is not just a response to immediate healthcare needs, but a strategic move aimed at addressing long-standing challenges in the Gambia's health sector, including the shortage of qualified personnel and scarce resources. Mohammed Usman Mainasara, the charge d'affaires at the Nigerian High Commission in the Gambia, highlighted the enduring and impactful nature of the NTAG partnership. Over the years, this collaboration has led to tangible improvements in both countries' healthcare systems. Dr. Ahmad Lamin Samate, the Gambia's Minister of Health, praised the NTAG initiative for its positive contributions to the country's healthcare landscape. Both Mainasara and Dr. Samate emphasized the importance of the ethical conduct and professionalism expected from the new medical team. They urged the team to serve as exemplary ambassadors of the Nigerian government, promoting a positive image and upholding the values of medical ethics, which are critical in maintaining public trust and delivering effective care.
I'm assured that this current batch will not disappoint in achieving the same aims and objectives of NTAG. I enjoin you to use this opportunity to further strengthen the existing brotherly relations between Nigeria and the Gambia.
Whatever you think needs to be done, just get it done. If you have obstacles, people frustrate you, escalate it. Don't leave it there. Oh, well, if I'm not from here, this is Gambia. If I make noise, they will say it. No. Do like you were in your home hospital. That's what we want. That's what we expect.
Mohammed Hayatu Jere, the NTAG representative, and Yunusa Babandagi, the team leader of the NTAG medical team to the Gambia, both expressed gratitude, acknowledging the enduring partnership between Nigeria and the Gambia. Their remarks underscored the deep ties between the two countries and the broad impact of their cooperation, not just in healthcare but across various sectors, adding that this collaboration has contributed significantly to building sustainable healthcare solutions, knowledge transfer, and long-term collaboration between the two nations.
Today's ceremony also aligns with the vision of the current government of Nigeria under the leadership of His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, guided by his 4D foreign policy thrust: development, demography, democracy, and diaspora.
These volunteers are highly skilled. They are both of experience. They are worked in various capacities and they also have the capability to withstand any pressure as far as the delivery system is concerned.
This collaborative spirit, driven by a shared vision of progress, makes the Nigerian medical team's deployment more than just a temporary aid solution, but a stepping stone toward lasting improvement in the Gambia's healthcare system. The arrival of 20 skilled medical workers is expected to help address gaps in key areas of the health sector, from general medical care to specialized services, ensuring that more Gambians have access to quality care. The gesture also strengthens the diplomatic and cooperative ties between the two nations, showcasing the power of intergovernmental support in solving shared challenges. Answane Sonyasi for QTV News.
Gambian veterinarian Dr. Jara Jany has received Cornell University's highest alumni honor, celebrating her global leadership in poultry health and One Health, as well as her long life commitment to education and community service. New York-based Cornell University is one of the most prestigious universities in America. Yafatu Gay has the details.
From dreaming of saving goats and chickens in the Gambia's rural savannas to influencing global animal health policies, Dr. Jara Jany's journey exemplifies resilience, vision, and service. Her award honors those who have made exceptional contributions to their profession, communities, or the college. Created in 1986 by the CVM Alumni Association, it is named for Daniel Elmer Salmond, Cornell's first DVM graduate, celebrated for his pioneering work in controlling contagious animal diseases, and for the bacterium Salmonella, named in his honor. As a Gambian student in the US, Jai overcame financial hardships and the isolation of being among the few minorities in her class. Mentorship from Cornell's global poultry health experts inspired her research on Newcastle disease in the Gambia, setting the stage for her career in poultry medicine. After becoming one of the Gambia's first female veterinarians, she worked closely with women livestock producers to improve their livelihoods. She later expanded her impact internationally, and in 2006 at the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, Madam Jane led missions across Africa to strengthen preparedness and response to influenza outbreaks. She served as mission leader for Africa's first integrated national action plan for highly pathogenic avian influenza, working in multiple African countries including Sierra Leone and Nigeria. She then became senior veterinary advisor for the USAID's avian influenza program, followed by her role as poultry veterinary specialist in Cornell University. In 2021, she joined Cornell's Department of Public Ecosystem Health, focusing on the links between poultry systems, public health, and global food security. At Cornell, she has served generations of students with her philosophy of bringing the farm to the classroom and the classroom to the farm. Her recognition is especially significant as the Gambia continues to face a critical shortage of veterinarians, with only 15 professionals, well below the 25 recommended by international standards. To help bridge this gap, the University of the Gambia has launched a veterinary science degree program, an initiative that Jan continues to support and champion. In 2019, the Gambia College held an award ceremony for 10 students under the WTS Vet United Scholarship Program, celebrating their successful completion of a 2-year certificate program in animal health and welfare education. Further strengthening the National Veterinary Service, the Gambia Central Veterinary Laboratory in Abuko was fully rehabilitated in December 2024 to enhance disease surveillance and control. Madam Jane plans to continue supporting women and youth poultry farmers, promoting food self-sufficiency, and advising the University of the Gambia as it trains its first cohort of veterinary graduates. From a young girl inspired by animals in her village to an internationally recognized expert, Dr. Jara Jane's journey embodies perseverance, vision, and service, serving as an inspiration for the next generation of Gambian and African scientists. Reporting for QTV News, this is Yafa Tugay.
The report by Yafa Tugay will take us for a commercial break. When we return, we have more national, international, as well as sports news stories for you. Do stay tuned and join us after the break.
Supersonics Islamic Insurance, the Gambia's first digital insurance provider, brings innovation, convenience, and Sharia compliance to your doorstep. We offer a wide range of general insurance services, ensuring peace of mind and protection for what matters most. Whether at home, on the go, or in business, experience the difference with Supersonics Islamic Insurance Company Limited. Contact us today, +220-5132-319, 5132-318, or 5132-315. Email us info@supersonicsinsurance.com or on our website www.supersonicsinsurance.com or visit us at Bega Plaza 56 Liberation Avenue, Banjul.
QCell brings you the future with our ultimate bundles. Enjoy the best voice and data bundle plans in one package. Get unlimited data packages with flexible validity and enjoy what true internet feels like. Get 30 minutes of on-net and off-net calls with 5 gigabytes of data for just $350. Or get bigger bundle packages from 10 gigabytes to 20 gigabytes with over 100 on-net and off-net voice calls and enjoy the fastest internet speed in the Gambia. You can also buy 1-day, 3-day, or even 7-day packages and enjoy unlimited data bundles with uncapped speeds. Just dial *343# today and experience the limitless capabilities of the QCell network. *343# should be your favorite code to dial now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell. We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV News, and now to the rest of our stories. Coming up next is international news. On Sunday, 31st of August, the People's Republic of China kicked off the two-day 2025 Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit in Tianjin to strengthen multilateral alliances and economic cooperation amidst global tensions brought about by U.S. tariffs. Mam Nabuka has the rest of that story.
This year's summit, set to end on September the 1st, saw the attendance of over 20 foreign leaders and heads of international organizations, including Russian President Vladimir Putin, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and the UN Secretary General. The summit comes at a turbulent moment with wars and instability dominating the global landscape and global tensions on the rise, particularly in the wake of the United States tariffs and trade policies, deepening geopolitical shifts, slowing economic growth, and creating a volatile trade environment. The summit's overarching theme is to steer the world towards a closer community with a shared future for mankind, emphasizing collaboration over competition and positioning itself as a counterbalance to the unilateralism often associated with the America First doctrine. In his welcome address, Chinese President Xi Jinping underscored the importance of greater cooperation among SCO member states, calling for a united front to address global challenges to build a more inclusive and sustainable world that prioritizes peace and development. In support of his statement, in an interview with CGTN, Sun Yun, a senior fellow and director of the China program at the Stimson Center, shed light on why China represents unity in the face of U.S. uncertainty.
I think the message is that, well, these countries, these global south countries, are in a position and they will work together with or without the United States. And in fact, without the United States or with a more hostile and confrontational U.S. policy, these countries are standing closer to each other. In the past 8 years, we saw that the U.S. had been advancing this Indo-Pacific strategy, treating India as its maybe not an ally, but almost one of its closest partners in the region and on the global stage. So suddenly, with the Trump administration, is basically pulling the carpet under India's feet. And India is left in a very awkward position in terms of its external alignment strategy. Suddenly, U.S. is not there to have India's back anymore. I think that necessitated a very quick and rapid reaction from India to recalculate its relationship with China.
Antonio Guterres, the Secretary General of the United Nations, shared in an interview with CGTN that the SCO is crucial for building a truly multipolar world. The SCO, established in 2001 with 6 founding members in Shanghai, has grown to include 10 member states, along with several observer nations and dialogue partners across Asia, Europe, and Africa. Collectively, these members represent nearly half of the global population and approximately a quarter of the world's GDP, highlighting the organization's increasingly pivotal role in influencing the international landscape. Mam Nabuka, reporting for QTV News.
Also in international news, Guinea officially commenced a national constitutional referendum campaign over the weekend under the shadow of growing restrictions on press freedom. Journalists and media outlets have raised concerns over censorship, harassment, and threats to press freedom and freedom of expression as political climate intensifies. Aissatou Bari has the details.
The referendum on whether to replace the current constitution, which is widely seen as a test of President Mamadi Doumbouya's transitional leadership, has sparked debate both domestically and internationally. The campaign period will run from August 31st to the 18th of September, with voting scheduled for the 21st of September, coinciding with the 4th anniversary of the military coup led by the CNRD in 2021. The proposed constitutional amendment will extend presidential terms from 5 to 7 years and remove the previous limit restricting any individual to 2 terms in office. The draft also calls for the creation of a Senate with 1/3 of its membership appointed directly by the president. Since January of this year, junta members started to refer to Doumbouya as President of the Republic, rather than President of the Transition, as they had previously. In addition, all media outlets now also address him as Mr. President, although he has not officially declared an intention to contest the presidency. There seems little doubt that he will do so, and many observers believe this to be behind the extension from 5 to 7 years and the removal of term limits. Since the 2021 military coup that ousted President Alpha Conde, a transitional government has been in place. However, concerns about the country's democratic future persist, especially following the government's dissolution of numerous political parties and the failure to meet prior election deadlines. This process, however, has been in conjunction with what observers describe as growing restrictions on media freedom. Reports indicate that several media outlets have faced suspensions and restricted coverage in the weeks leading up to the vote. Independent journalists have complained of harassment and limited access to information, raising concerns over the transparency of the process. Civil society groups and opposition figures argue that the media clampdown undermines the democratic credibility of the referendum. They warn that restricting the press prevents citizens from making fully informed decisions. As Guineans cast their ballots, the outcome of the referendum will shape the nation's political future. Yet, the ongoing restrictions on media freedom cast a long shadow over the process, fueling doubts about transparency and accountability. Aisa Tubari, QTV News.
A thrilling showdown in the QCell-sponsored Sukuta Super Trophy final saw Huntdown FC emerge champions after edging past Wulinkama California FC after a tense penalty shootout. After the match had ended in a hard-fought draw, here is Pakaba Suso.
This was the decisive moment that sealed Team Huntdown victory over Wulinkama, California on penalties, sending their supporters into jubilation after a goalless full-time draw. Despite being goalless, the match delivered several highlights, with both goalkeepers making solid saves, though the heavy rain limited the quality of play. As league and knockout champions, both sides battled fiercely to the end at the Sukuta Dembadu Mini Stadium, witnessed by Gambia Football Federation officials Bakari K. Jame and Lamin M. Jase, along with other dignitaries. The team Huntdown FC and Wulinkama California FC, between them, won the league and knockout trophies respectively in Sukuta last season. Here are the post-match reactions from Usman Barrow and Buba Mane, the head coaches of Team Huntdown and Wulinkama California respectively, with their thoughts on the hard-fought final and what the result means for their respective teams.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. I will thank God for the victory. Yes, because I'm very excited to become a champion. Once a champion is always a champion. This is not our main objective. Our objective is to defend our league title. So we are going back to the drawing board to prepare ourselves to become a champion again in this 2026-2025 Nigerian season.
The rain has disturbed our game plan. That is why we couldn't play the way we wanted to play. We went into penalty shootout, so hard luck to us. We lost, and congratulations to Team Huntdown. Penalties is sometimes it's like this. We have never lost on penalty kicks here. This is the first time, so which definitely I understand. The players, they all went for the penalty to score, but unfortunately, some of them missed.
Sekou Danso, the Sukuta Sports Committee PRO, is convinced that this year's Nawetan season will stand out as being truly unforgettable.
Yeah, we are definitely satisfied with the outcome because we want to change the narratives. This is a team all the way from Wulinkama, California, and then that is one thing that we said football has to be in diverse and view, because a team all the way from the neighbors of Sukuta playing in the Super Cup because they have been the knockout champions. So we are really excited to witness today's game.
The Sukuta Super Cup Trophy final showcased determination, skill and sportsmanship from both teams, keeping fans on the edge of their seats. Huntdown FC's penalty victory highlighted their resilience, while Willinkama, California fought valiantly. The thrilling contest sets high expectations for an exciting Nawetan season ahead. As champions, Team Huntdown walk away with a trophy and a cash prize of $25,000, while last season's knockout winners, Willinkama, California, settle for the runners-up prize of $20,000. Reporting for QTV News, Pakaba Suso.
This is all we have for you in this edition of the News Bulletin, but before we go, here is a recap of the headlines. The Central Bank of the Gambia is hosting a week-long high-level regional training on annual borrowing plan development, which kicked off on Monday and brings together participants from across the West African sub-region. The Nigerian High Commission in the Gambia on Monday presented 20 medical personnel from the Nigeria Technical Aid Corps to the country's Ministry of Health. Gambian veterinarian Dr. Jara Jain has received Cornell University's highest alumni honor in U.S., celebrating her global leadership in poultry health and One Health, as well as her long life commitment to education and community service. In international news, on Sunday, 31st of August, the People's Republic of China opened the two-day 2025 Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit in Tianjin, aiming to boost multilateral alliances and economic cooperation amid global tensions over U.S. tariffs. In sports news, in football, Huntdown FC clinched the QCell-sponsored Sukuta Super Trophy, defeating Willinkama, California FC after a tense penalty shootout, which followed a hard-fought goalless draw. That is all we have for you in this edition of the News Bulletin. Do join us again for another News Bulletin. Thank you for watching.